Hello, great to have you all here. I would like to welcome to this TechEd session, Explore SAP BTP Reference Architectures for a Multi-Platform Environment. My name is Katrin von Ahsen and I'm with the product management team of BTP. And today I have together with me Olaf. Olaf.
Yeah, hello everybody and a warm welcome as well from my side to our session today, and really looking forward to the next 20 minutes to show you all about multi-platform environment and our strategy.
Okay, Olaf, do you want to kick it off?
Yeah, absolutely. So when we look into and hear to our customers and partners and look into the market, we clearly see that there is a multi-platform world out there. And when you see that from the lens of SAP, as you may have seen that picture already several times, right? But BTP is the foundation, like the chassis of a car, right? Who brings all the technology and foundational aspects in order to build the SAP portfolio on top of that, but as well for our customers and partners to build on the platform and leverage the platform for an SAP landscape. And we built that platform especially for an SAP landscape, and with a very, very strong business focus, we infuse this into the platform. But yeah, when we click one more, then we can see, right, BTP as a public cloud platform is not the only platform which is in the market out there. There are for sure around an SAP ecosystem much more platforms, public available platforms out there. And we definitely, and our customers looking for possibilities to interconnect with these platforms as well. So running an SAP landscape, running BTP, they are looking, okay, how can I interact with these other platforms and the services which are available on these platforms to leverage that into their business processes in their business scenarios. And BTP is a crucial part of that as well. And before we dig into that, I would say let's give a quick overview what BTP is, right?
Yeah, happy to do so. Yeah, so BTP actually also offers a lot of services. As you can see here, we have more than 90 platform services available on the platform. And this is really optimized, right? It's a business-centric platform and it's ideal suited for SAP customers to integrate, extend, and also to build innovations on top of BTP in context of SAP business applications. You see here a choice of different services, right? Very powerful and centered on business purposes, right? Like service ticket intelligence, personalized recommendations. So all modular services which you can easily use for building your extension solutions around SAP applications on the platform. But now the question is, how does it work actually? How does the platform BTP interact with other platforms?
Exactly, yeah. And as you can see, and Katrin showed more than 90 services. And it's exactly that question. How do they interact? How can I bring them together with all the other services of public platforms in the market there? And let me start with that. So BTP is centerpiece. And when you look to the SAP landscape and to SAP applications, you can make on-stack extensions, but on side-by-side extensions, it's clearly the first choice SAP Business Technology Platform in an SAP-centered environment, right? For sure, we have tons of services and a lot of good services, SAP-centered services on the platform. However, not all capabilities for all business scenarios are on the platform available. Take IoT services, for example. There's no IoT service available on BTP. And for such scenarios, exactly, we collaborate then with third-party platforms, with hyperscaler platforms, which are all over the place at our customer base, and partners use that as well. And customers clearly need there an answer. How can I now build on business technology platform and leverage and enhance as well with capabilities which are available on a hyperscaler platform? And how can I easily integrate these services into BTP services and bring them together to build my business scenarios, right? And to enhance, at the end, business technology platform services with advanced technology and available service of the hyperscalers platforms out there. Right. And we closely work there together, especially with AWS, Microsoft, and Google. in a co-innovation and co-engineering engagement as well. and to make it easier for our customers to innovate on multiple platforms.
Can we take a look at some of examples?
I think that would be good. I think that makes it more tangible as well. And when we look to one example, one is what we are doing with AWS, for example. And but before I look into that, working together with other platforms from an SAP perspective is that we make co-innovations and co-engineers as a baseline. So we work really on the development to bring services, software services from platform, from our BTP and from the hyperscaler platform together. We build there jointly with them. And on the next level, we leverage on reference architectures to really give customers examples how they can use now that development, that joint development we are doing in specific business scenarios for industries, for LOB scenarios, etc. And then the third level is then the missions, right? So how can I execute now? How can I realize now that reference architectures? And the examples here now is on the baseline of the co-innovations and the co-engineerings we are doing. So HANA Cloud, we are actually available for the latest CPUs from AWS, which is Graviton, which gives clearly a benefit to our customers in higher performance, better price performance, but as well in better energy efficiency, right? Which is a super important topic because customers are using extreme high workloads when they run an SAP environment, and then better the CPU is performing, and then better the energy efficiency is, then better for our customers. And another super important example is when you deal in multi-platform public environments as well as security. So, and here we have worked together with all the three hyperscalers as well to bring out SAP Private Link Service, which is already available since Q3. And the most common use case it is used is when customers are using S4 on-prem environment or S4 in a private deployment environment, and BTP is only available as a public cloud environment or public cloud services. So that means this is basically their environment, but BTP is public, so you can communicate only via the internet. And most customers don't want to have that, and they look for a secure connection, right, to BTP services, so private channel to use between your S4 stack and BTP in the internet. And this is exactly where Private Link comes in, right, and gives the benefit of a secure connection in their cloud SAP environment.
True. And then another one, it's a roadmap topic, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's something which we will bring out next year jointly with the hyperscalers, and it's all about make it easier for developers to build on BTP, and addressing exactly what I mentioned before in how can I enhance BTP services and leverage hyperscaler services in that case, especially for ABAP extensions or for ABAP applications on the ABAP environment on BTP. So we work there closely together with them, with Microsoft, AWS, and Google on an ABAP Cloud SDK, which makes it much more easier, right, to access or to integrate services on hyperscalers and to get access to the API endpoints and to the services of that platform to fulfill use cases.
Great.
Yeah.
And then we have actually a sneak preview for you too, right?
Exactly. So we have a sneak preview, which is a very nice use case, and happy to talk about that. So what I showed is very much on a technical services level, but we also work on business, and Business Technology Platform is all around business. And what you can see here in that sneak preview video is the add-in of SAP Analytics Cloud Services in Microsoft Office, and specifically in PowerPoint, where you can simply drag and drop, as you can see, right, a chart from SAC into a PowerPoint presentation, and then the magic starts in the background because we have there as well Gen AI capabilities included here, which automatically takes now or analyzes the charts, right, and gives you a recommendation what you see on the chart. And here we go, exactly. So it just takes a couple of seconds, and you have prepared a well-done one-pager, because that's the hurdle always, right? When you create such a financial report, the charts are always good to make it easy to visualize, right? But the interpretation of the chart, sometimes quite huge effort, right, to get the right assumptions out of such a chart. And Gen AI really helps here And I think it's a great feature and shows as well how we collaborate between platforms, between business applications with BTP.
And it's really tailored to the needs of the business users, right?
Correct.
It's everything embedded, pre-integrated, and that's really cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
But can you tell me a bit, or the audience a bit more about how to implement such scenarios, right? So how can a customer or partner actually implement such kind of multi-platform scenarios? So that must be quite challenging, or not?
Yeah, it can be challenging, but that's why we are here, right? That's why we help our customers to make it more easier, and that's where the reference architectures and the mission came into the place. So the examples I showed to you is really something we develop really on with the product teams, jointly with the hyperscalers. And with the reference architectures and the missions, we give our customers and partners the possibility to bring that in a business context, in an industry business context, in line of business scenarios, in really specific use cases where they can use that functionality and show them how to get more than 90 BTP platform services together with hundreds of other platform services which are out there, right? And cumbersome sometimes, right? Because it's really hard to understand for customers and partners. A lot of services now available public. How can I bring that all together? And this is exactly what we are doing with the missions. And scan that QR code, or when you get the material afterwards the session, there is a link in which guides you directly to the missions which we made together with hyperscalers on multi-platform scenarios, and start a mission, right? It's really a step-by-step approach which guides you to fulfill or to develop a specific use case.
Cool.
Yeah. But I think it's all in the theory, what I mentioned, right? I think, Katrin, you have something which is really more tangible, more in the system. And I know you have a very nice feature you want to highlight as well here. So why do we not look into that?
Yeah, let's take a look at it. Yeah, so what we also released actually at TechEd are the reference architectures for SAP BTP. And these are now also available at SAP Discovery Center, right? So as already outlined by Olaf, we have the missions in place. So these are really implementable solution variants, right? Which you can turn into executable coding. Then we have actually the services, which is the service catalog of BTP. And now we have introduced a new content category at SAP Discovery Center, which are the reference architectures for BTP. Right? And they're interlinked with the services and with the missions, right? And here, if you're new actually to the Discovery Center, I would like to recommend to check it out, the session XP201v. Here, my colleague Nies Boy will walk you through Discovery Center to get you started working with the center. So that's also a great opportunity. But now let's take a look at a demo at SAP Discovery Center. So just open a browser and enter sap.com/disco. So it's really a nice URL, I have to say. And here we go, right? So here you have the reference architectures, which are, by the way, solution templates. So more generalized versions for a specific technology domain or business domain. But they're interlinked with the services and missions, as you will see later on, right? So here we have the catalog, and you can here view actually the initial scope, the first release version of the reference architectures for BTP. So this scope will for sure grow over time. And as you can see, we have, as of now, 3 different content categories. So a lot on integration reference architectures, but also for data and analytics, and also some with the hyperscaler services. So this is referring to the use cases of multi-platform use cases where you are clubbing actually BTP together with Azure, AWS, Google Cloud Platform, right? And now let's take a look at one example. So let's take the one here with Gen AI. So it's actually a very hot topic these days. And take a look at the scope of such a reference architecture. So at the center stage, you can find here the architecture diagram, which describes actually the technical scope and also the interplay of the technology services. So in this case from SAP and also with the ones from other vendors. And very important, how they're integrating here with with the business solutions. And then we have also here a description about that, describing the flow, the characteristics, for instance, which help you to decide which reference architecture is the best for your requirements. Also examples in an SAP context, right? So the relation to our business applications and business use cases. And this is all connected here with the services, further information resources, and also related missions. So here the missions are then implementable solution variants. You can start the mission and get going actually implementing a particular use case. So here it's a carbon footprint use case scenario, so also very important scenario, and you can start your journey on BTP.
Right, and there flows all the engineering work we are doing together with the hyperscalers, right? People can find that inside the reference architectures, or the things we are developing are part of that as well, right? So that's the beauty on that, because all gets together, right, in a meaningful way.
True. Okay, then let's move on. Yeah, so actually the reference architecture are a part of a broader offering, which we also launched at SAP TechEd. It's the BTP guidance framework. It's the compass for architecting, developing, and operating solutions on BTP, and offers actually for different target personas, like for architects, developers, and also for administrators, best practices like decision guides, reference architectures, as you have seen, methodologies, recommendations. So here, if you're looking for more information, check it out. Check out here the session, which is outlined here at the end of this slide. And with that, let's move on. Olaf, do you want to wrap it up?
Yeah, let's do that, definitely. So I think the first thing you should do is, we talked a lot now about Discovery Center. I think this is the one-stop shop. You should definitely take the next step. Check out the reference architectures, check out the missions, and maybe you have a use case in place already, or a business requirement, right? And you find the proper use case and reference architectures which relates to that in the Discovery Center. And ideally there's then as well the mission in place, which you can directly start implementing your use case in a very agile and fast way moving forward. And then, I think that's the recommendation we have for today, right? And especially look into the platform-to-platform reference architectures, which you can find there as well, because that's what we definitely see across our customers and partners, that gets more and more important, because cloud platforms are all over and customers need to deal with that. And in Discovery Center, you find very good materials to get your use cases and business use cases especially implemented. And I think with that, we can directly go over to the Q&A. And I think there are a lot of questions, maybe hopefully already there. And let's go to the Q&A. Live Q&A. Okay, great. I can see there are already a lot of questions incoming. So let me see which one I will pick.
The top voted one?
I think we take the top voted one. Yeah, exactly. So let's start with the first question, Katrin. I think that's one definitely for you. So let me quickly phrase the question. So can reference architectures be downloaded and edited to make it customer specific, and with what tool is editing possible?
Yeah, so that's a good question. And here, if you're interested to learn more how to build and how to adapt such kind of reference architectures, then I would actually recommend to join a Jumpstart session, which will start in a couple of minutes, about BTP solution diagrams. And here you can actually learn how to build such kind of diagrams and also how to adapt them. And here, for this purpose, you can make use of a sneak preview as well. So here we are providing actually the services icons and also a diagramming tool. It's an open source diagramming tool, which allows you to build and also adapt such kind of diagrams.
Right, great. Then let's see, I think Sangeeta has a question. Is SAP BTP the only way to connect to hyperscaler services, or will it still be possible directly out of an ECC, S4 or other SAP line of business system? So I think I can take on that.
Yeah. Sure.
So obviously, as I showed, BTP is not the only way to connect to hyperscaler services or through third-party platform services. As you know, we are driving a clean core strategy moving forward and recommendations for our customers, where customers can do on-stack extensions still on S4. But as well on side-by-side extensions on BTP. So in both ways, it's still possible as well to connect to hyperscaler service. Obviously, and moving forward strategically, BTP gets a more and more important role in the overall SAP portfolio stack in the cloud. And then it gets as well more and more important that we have as well on BTP, on the development environments, the right tools and possibilities in place to connect then as well to hyperscaler services. But it's not the only way to connect to such a hyperscaler or a third-party platform service.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
I think we have still time left to pick another question. I think Konstantin has a question here.
Okay.
And does the SAP BTP guidance frameworks also include any kind of accelerators or tools to speed up the development, I think?
Yeah, sure. So here we are also offering tools, for instance, for our integration methodology, the SAP Integration Solution Advisory methodology. We also offer a tool-based approach. This is the integration assessment capability within SAP Integration Suite, which automates actually key parts of the methodology and helps you actually not only to define your integration strategy, but also to execute on that and govern actually the whole integration development from the design, implementation, and the life cycle along that.
Perfect. Great. And then I think let's take another one. That's another one interesting. I think, Katrin, sorry, this is, I think, again for you. So will there be as well reference architectures and missions made available based on the platform-to-platform co-engineerings?
Yeah.
We could take that both, right?
Yeah.
When I get that
you
question.
You can take it.
Yeah, I will take it. So yes. So as I explained, right, so what we are doing, we work closely together with third-party platforms and from an engineering perspective and driving innovations directly from between the products. And yes, these innovations which we infuse directly into the products will be used in the reference architectures and is shown and via the reference architectures being made or being transferred into business use cases or LOB use cases. And then we show that via the reference architectures. So when you look now today on the Discovery Center, you will find in all over the platform-to-platform reference architectures, you will find the private link services, you will find SDKs, which we have developed. So everything we are developing jointly with the third platform providers, you will find as well in the reference architectures. Right. I think with that, we are okay, right? For today's session. So thank you very much for your attention. We hope we give you some quite good, valuable informations and stay tuned. Enjoy the rest of the sessions for today. And we had a lot of fun to give you an overview about the multi-platform environment and activities we are driving.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Goodbye.
you. Bye-bye.